Welcome to Somali Magazine. It's a great pleasure to have Professor Mohamed Jama Salad, Head and Professor of Neurosurgery, Department of Mudug Regional Hospital at Galkayo University Hospital. He is also Chairman of Board of Directors of Puntland University of Sciences and Technology in Galkayo in Puntland, State of Somalia. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
One of the objectives of this program is to show the world that the Somali people have their own intellectuals on international level, and you are one of them. Can you tell us your background, please?
I have studied in Somalia until the secondary school level, and then I had a scholarship from the Italian government in 1964, and I have graduated from the medical school of Bologna University in Italy. Then I attended the postgraduate course in neurosurgery at the University of Turin, also in Italy. At this time I was working at the department, one of the famous departments of neurosurgery in Italy, the first department of neurosurgery of Ospedale Bellaria in Bologna. One of my teachers or professors, Professor Fabio Columella and Professor Giovanni Ruggero, they were pioneers in their fields, in neurosurgery and in neuroradiology. In 1980, they called me in Somalia as a professor, associate professor at the Faculty of Medicine at the National University of Somalia, where I began to build a department of neurosurgery and neurophysiology and neurology, and that was the Institute of Neuroscience of the Faculty of Medicine in Mogadishu. We have trained many junior Somali doctors in the field of neurosurgery and neurology. But in 1990, the civil war, in the abrupt of the civil war, all these programs that we have created in Somalia just collapsed. And then I went back to Italy, and I became professor at Tor Vergata University, professor of neurotraumatology, and at the same time the head of the Department of Neurosurgery at Aurelia Hospital in Rome. In the year 2000, I decided to back home because in 1998, Puntland State of Somalia was established, and I made I visited Puntland, and I saw that I can trust, and there was peace, and the administration has regained it. And I began with others the Department of Neurosurgery there. Year after year, the department and the hospital, the Mudug Regional Hospital, that will become later the University Hospital. At that time, we also began to build up Puntland State University, 2 campuses, one campus in Garowe and another one campus in Galkayo, with Faculty of Medicine, Engineering, and so on. Then we have also sustained it and give a hand to the Ministry of Health in Puntland. So today we can say that the Ministry of Health in Puntland is going and is building up all the facilities of health in Puntland state.
You are here in Denmark and you are going to Sweden a few days. What was the purpose of your trip to Europe?
The purpose of my trip in Europe is 1 week ago I was in London where I meet friends, my best friends, and also some relatives and some people from Puntland, and just going around to see what they can do and if they can come back to Somalia, because the situation I think now in Somalia is better than years ago.
Yeah.
And there is a great need to tackle the brain drainage that has been in Somalia.
That is the really worst thing to happen in Somalia and generally in Africa, where all the intellectuals are just running away, to Europe, to other countries.
Yeah.
And that's good, if you just talk to them and they may come back if they see the way you are doing and what you are doing now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really good. I mean, you have been a pioneer and model for the Somali people in the health development for many years. But it didn't come without struggle. I know that. What are the main barriers you encounter through your work in Somalia, especially Puntland area? What are the for hindering and all the barriers you just observe through your struggle?
I think we can divide the problems in main problems and secondary problems. The main problem is that I have seen in Somalia, especially in Puntland, is that the brain drainage caused within the state and within the Somalia in the 90s was, or before the 90s, was an example state for all Africa. Somalia had the biggest number of intellectuals, doctors, engineers, and so on and so on. And the National University of Somalia, Somali National University, was an example for all Africa. If you remember that the WHO and the international organizations recognized the Somali National University as an example for all Africa. And even I remember in 1985 when the United Arab Emirates decided to implement a faculty of medicine in Al Ain, they came to Mogadishu and they asked to the Ministry of Education, of Higher Education of Somalia, at that time, Dr. Ahmed Ashkir Botan, to give him teachers for their university.
Okay, they are asking cooperation.
Cooperation, yeah.
Yeah.
At this time, Somalia had implemented, for example, a cooperation and trained Angola forces.
And all that.
And all that disappeared.
Yeah.
Was destroyed by the civil war.
Yeah. But the barriers that you just observe in relation to the work you are doing, what are the main obstacles that you observe?
Main obstacles we have seen now, yeah. the main obstacles that we have seen now is the lack of instruments, the lack of know-how. This is the big problem that Somalia is facing now.
Yeah, that's the problem. We have the resource.
We have the resources.
Yeah, and people are coming back from everywhere.
People are coming back, and also I saw day after day the people that are graduating from the schools, from the high schools. I remember in the year 2000, when I went back to Puntland, the high schools were few. There was a few high schools with few students. Today, only in Galkayo, there are 10 high schools.
10 high schools?
10 high schools.
Incredible.
Only in Galkayo.
Yeah.
2 universities. So this is, and the elementary schools has been implemented even in the smallest village.
Mm.
You can find the elementary school and the intermediate school.
That means the people are just rebuilding the country through education and that.
Yeah.
But that's really good. But as you said, Somalia have been there was not an effective government in Somalia, nearly more than 2 decades, you know, and because of the war and everything's collapsed, as you said. Can you give us brief idea about the status of the health status in Somalia now? How is it?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Somalia, before the year 93, before the year 97, the health sector was